How's it going, guys, and welcome back to Off the Grid. So, I have done a little bit of shopping. So first things first is obviously the seeder. So this is a lovely John Deere seeder. I bought it secondhand, cost a whopping $18,000, and I have no idea if it works. I'm just kind of hoping that it does. They say it does. But yeah, it's also got a fertilizer extension on it, which apparently was an optional extra, so that's nice. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's very well used. I might need a few new parts soon. But yeah, I think that'll be just fine. I mean, we're not doing massive fields or anything, so we just needed to run a little bit at a time. So I think that'll work just fine. And also, I think power-wise, the Ford should be okay with that. Then I also found this, which is obviously a spreader. So we'll use this for lime as well as fertilizer. Now, this thing literally looks brand new. Bar a few little chips in the paint, but yeah, it is secondhand as well. I found everything secondhand, so that was nice. Still cost a lot of money, but well, the seeder did. Everything else wasn't too bad. But yeah, so that'll be nice and handy. A little bit smaller than what I was hoping for, but there's really not much of them around, so I went for that. And then over here I've got a roller, so this will just be handy after seeding. We'll roll the fields and make sure there's nice contact with the soil for all of the seeds. And then I also found this thing, which is a bag lifter. But yeah, it's actually quite handy because it gives you quite a bit of reach. We can just lift the bags with the pallet fork. But yeah, this just allows you to lift it a little bit higher up, which makes filling of implements and stuff a lot easier. Which is actually exactly what we're going to do right now. So we're going to get some lime into that spreader. So yeah, I also bought a bunch of bags. I've got 4 bags of fertilizer, 4 bags of seed, and 6 bags of lime. So yeah, hopefully that'll last us a good while. Problem is they're just sitting out in the elements here, and it's not going to be long before that's going to be a bit of a problem. So I want to get the fields taken care of as soon as we possibly can, so that we can start looking into some sheds and buildings and stuff. So yeah, righty. Get that filled up. And we'll get this out. So this will be, the first job will be lime. Then we'll get a bit of fertilizer on the field. And then we'll get to seeding. Lovely. Alright. I think that's going to make the tractor quite top heavy. So I think I'm not going to keep that bag on there. I'll keep the hook on. But we'll get the bag taken off. Lovely. Alright. The sort of implement itself isn't actually that heavy. We're going to have to get that weight off as well. So yeah, plan for today is basically just to get the fields ready for seeding, and maybe actually do a little bit of seeding if we can. If we can at least seed the grass field, that'll be great. But we'll see. We'll see what we actually get done. Anyway, probably wouldn't be the worst idea. Yeah, you know what? Let's just take a bag with us. We'll take a full bag, because then we'll probably go through what we have here relatively quickly. Then we don't have to drive all the way back here to refill. We can just refill over there. We'll just take it off and put it in the silo or something like that. Also, something that I really need to look into, and I keep forgetting about it. And yeah, I don't really know what the best solution is we need some sort of a fuel solution. So I don't know if I should just get a fuel trailer and sort of cart it up and down from town, or should I get a tank? But I guess they're not gonna deliver here, so we'll have to cart it ourselves anyway. So yeah, maybe just a trailer, a fuel trailer, probably do just fine. Maybe eventually, if we get sheds and everything put up, then maybe we could look into getting a permanent tank. We sort of know where we want to put it anyway. But yeah, the Ford is quite low on fuel. less than a quarter of a tank left. So we'll have to look into it soon. Right. Nice wide spread on this. So that's good. Won't take too long at all. But it is going through it pretty freaking rapidly, I'll tell you what. So we don't have to do this every time. Okay, so we're probably gonna need about, judging by how far we're getting now, probably gonna need to refill about 2 or 3 times, I'd say. Something like that. I am so glad that the plowing job is done. It's been a while since we did that job, and yeah, it still kind of haunts me. It was so slow to do that. It wasn't like a bad job, it was just so time consuming, and it just feels like there's a bit more in the tank, but I don't know, I just couldn't get the tractor to do any more than what it did. I think it's just too old. I think maybe when the tractor was brand new back in the day, it probably would have handled that a little bit better. But yeah, it just oh, we don't have the weight on here now. That's gonna be a problem. Can we drop it down, bring it closer to move the pivot point? No. Okay. We're gonna have to go get the weight. Forgot about that. But yeah, I don't know. I think the tractor has just sort of lost a few horses over the years. Because it just felt like it had a bit more there, but it just couldn't do it, so yeah. Anyway, it was fine. I mean, it is old tractor, and it is well-used tractor, and it was a lot for it to handle, it really was. So yeah, it did well. Oh, lifting the back wheels. It did well, but yeah. Just felt that like there was something missing. I don't know, maybe we can do some upgrades on the tractor. Breathe some new life into it, possibly. I mean, I don't know, if we can get maybe an extra 20 horsepower out of this thing, I think it'll be great. Like, I think back in the day, when it came out of the factory, it had maybe just over 100, if I remember correctly. Because I did read up on this tractor a while back, but it has been a while, so I can't quite remember. But I think it had a little bit more than 100 horsepower. There we go. When it came out of the factory. So by now, oh, I don't know, maybe 80? Something like that. Yeah. Maybe if we do a nice overhaul on the engine at some point, and maybe do a few upgrades, modernize the engine a little bit. Maybe not the worst idea in the world. If we can get it back over the 100, maybe even up to about 120-ish, that'll be nice. I think then it'll be a very, very capable tractor for its age. If you can get it up to about 120, 130 horsepower. Okay. This might be enough to get the job done. Just about, maybe. Let's see. Very bumpy here. Okay. Let's get this thing turned around. Oh my goodness, it's so bumpy. might need to get the last of what's in that bag just to finish it off. I don't think we're going to have quite enough. We'll try it anyway. I think we're just going to run out. But we do have a bit left in that bag and a bit left in the bag over at the farmyard as well. Ah, so close. So close. Right. Okay, so I think what we'll do is I'll get the rest of that in there, get this done, and then we'll head over, we'll grab the probably fertilizer. We'll get an application of fertilizer on here, and then we'll seed. So I don't know if we're going to seed everything, maybe just the grass field, but yeah, we're gonna get this done real quick, and we'll get the fertilizer done, and then we'll hook up the seeder and we'll see what exactly we are going to do. I haven't actually fully made my mind up yet, so yeah. We'll do that, but for now we're going to get this done, so we're going to jump into a real quick time lapse. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Tell me, pretty lady, now if you don't give, did you ever really think, did you ever really feel that this was something we'd both show? Was it something we could know? Tell me, little darling, what you don't find. Did you ever really think, did you ever really try to give me all of you to know? Or did you just let go? What do you want from me? Honey, I can't even breathe. Tell me if I found what you can't see, would you come back to me? Tell me now, baby, would you come my way if I was a better man? If I could change, I would. But I find I'm at a loss for words, and even when they come, it hurts. What do you want from me? Honey, I can't even breathe. Tell me if I found what you can't see, would you come back to
Alright, so that is the big field done. But, yeah, this definitely isn't going to work. The tractor doesn't like the seeder at all. It's just struggling, and it's not a good fit. So, the guy that I bought it from has a few of them there. So I might give him a call and just see what he says, and just say to him, tried it and it didn't really work. Ask him if we can maybe swap it for something else, something that'll fit the tractor a little bit better. I mean, it just looked good and I thought it would be fine, but no, it's just not a good fit, and I don't think this is gonna work at all. And yeah, we're gonna have to use this quite frequently. So I don't want to be struggling like this every time. Especially not for that amount of money spent. Like, the plow, that's a different story. It's, you know, it was very, very cheap, so I'm not too worried about that or anything. But, yeah, something like this, when you're paying almost 20,000 for it, yeah, it becomes a bit of a different story. This is, yeah, quite tricky. I don't know why, because the horsepower rating on the seeder apparently is only 85 horsepower. So, I mean, that kind of backs up my theory that we've lost a bit of horsepower over the years with this tractor. We probably lost about 20, so we're probably sitting somewhere around the region of about 75-80 horsepower. on this tractor, and it kind of would seem like that. If they say 85 horsepower on this seeder, then I think that's kind of where we're at, because again, we're sort of right at the limits, but it's just not happy for the amount that we're going to be using. A seeder, I think, is worth giving the guy a call and seeing if we can get something maybe just a little bit smaller. It's a pity because I do like the seeder. It's a good seeder by the looks of it, but yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. Like, there's nothing we can really do about it. We'll get this last little bit done. And also, I'm doing grass obviously on the big field, and I'm doing grass now on this little field as well. We're not going to be doing anything in the middle because I want to put wheat in there, but it's way too soon to put wheat in. I think we'll only be able to look into putting wheat in there around September. So we'll just leave that field. I thought maybe we should put grass in there as well and sort of maximize that, but I don't know if the grass will grow quick enough for us to actually get a cut off of it before we have to plow it back in. And also it'll just be a lot of double work for yeah, quite a small return, I think. Because, like I say, it's really just all of this is just going to go towards bales and feed and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's not a big deal. Like, I think, oh, we just ran out of fuel. Fantastic. Okay. So that's that, I guess. How much didn't we do? That much. Okay. So I guess that is gonna sit there until I get fuel on the farm. Right. So that's a thing. Okay, so we're gonna have to look into that, and that kind of sucks because we literally have that one little spot. But anyway, we'll get it done at some point. But I think we are gonna leave it there for today. So I'll see if we can get something worked out with that. And yeah, we'll get some fuel on the farm as well. But that is gonna be it from me for today, guys. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.